Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you please rise. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I present to you the Fuqua School of Business Master of Management Studies Class of 2024 and the Master of Quantitative Management Class of 2024. Please be seated. Our final test is to see if our soon-to-be graduates can find their seats here. Congratulations. I'm Bill Bolding. It is my great privilege to be the Dean of the Fuqua School of Business at Duke University. And without a doubt, we're living in a time when there are great challenges in different places in the world with dark and desperate times. But right here, right now, is a time of joy and celebration. Joy that these soon-to-be graduates will go out into the world and tackle some of these challenges. And celebration for all they've done to get themselves to this moment and all that all people have done to get them to this moment. And so, first of all, to the graduates, congratulations. This is your day. The spotlight is on you. This is your time. To the families and friends of these graduates, this is your time too. Because without you, they do not make it to this finish line. So congratulations and thank you for all you've done. To the faculty and staff, thank you for guiding these students along this path. And again, without your help, without your support, we would not be here. So many thanks. So with that, we will begin to celebrate some of the special achievements of individuals, and then eventually we'll get to the point where we celebrate the achievements of all of our MQM and MMS students. But let me start by first talking about our faculty. So we have Excellence in Teaching Awards that I would like to hand out at this point. And so we have awards for innovation and excellence in teaching. And these awards are based on the teaching quality, the approachability, the continuous improvement, the degree of challenge that these faculty members have given to our students. And so in the MMS program, we have an award for the best teaching in the core classes. In the MQM program, there are 2 awards given, the best teaching in the core classes and 1 for the track class. So without further ado, I'd like to present the award for the teaching in the MMS program. And this year, I'm pleased to announce that the Excellence in Teaching Award goes to Kevin Chen. Clearly a deserving winner. When asked why people wanted Kevin to win this award, there were various comments like he made us feel simultaneously challenged and welcome. He had enthusiasm, competence, and accessibility, and all of that was refreshing to see. Not only did Kevin provide support during the summer term, but he continued to show up for all of the MMS students throughout the year to celebrate different events, to be at athletic competitions, and simply to support all of you along the way. And then there's something about creative ways that he would engage with chat, and that apparently there's a group chat text with threads titled The Dragon's Den. I'm not sure what that means, but I was told that that was a very important feature of what Kevin has done. So, Kevin, could you please step forward to receive this award? Next, moving to the MQM program, I want to recognize the Core Excellence in Teaching Award winner, and that winner is Xiaoming Zhu. So Xiaoming teaches the Modern Analytics course, and when we asked the students why they chose Xiaoming, we repeatedly heard it was about his positive energy, his sense of humor, and his infectious smile that made everyone look forward to going to class. I'm pleased to present the MQM Teaching Award to Xiaoming. And finally, we have the Teaching Award for the Track, Excellence in Teaching Award for an MQM track class, which goes to Scott Rockert. So Scott taught the strategic management course for students in the strategy track. And when we asked students why they voted for Scott, they said how much they valued his mentorship, his course content, and the support he shows for his students. So Scott, please step forward. Now I'd like to welcome Ali McLaren, Director of the MMS program, to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Boulding. It's my pleasure to introduce your elected MMS Class of 2024 graduation speaker. I was lucky enough to spend a lot of time with this person over the past 10 months. He is one of the kindest, friendliest people that you will ever meet, and he brings a positive attitude to any room he enters. Akash went all in on the Fuqua experience, and I don't know that anybody else spent more time in the building than he did. Please welcome the Class of 2024 MMS graduation speaker, Akash Nankani.
Good evening, family, friends, esteemed faculty, and administration. I stand here on behalf of Class of 2024, overflowing with gratitude. I think every one of us owes a slice of gratitude to each and everyone in this room. Reflecting on the last 10 months, there are nearly 500 soon-to-be Fuqua graduates in this stadium for nearly 500 different reasons. Some of us came here in search of soft skills. Some of you came here to look for better opportunities. Well, I personally came here to learn what EBITDA means. So thanks, Kevin, for that. But today, we leave with something much more profound. We leave with memories. We leave with life lessons and relationships. I say relationships and not connections because Fuqua taught me very early on that connections do not take your call at 3 a.m. in the morning when you need that pep talk, but your relationships do. As the first person in my family to study abroad, coming to Fuqua was a huge leap for me. I had no family, no friends in the US. Everything was unfamiliar. But stepping into Fuqua changed it all. This place didn't just give me an education, it gave me my second family. The fellows I worked with, the love from a community, a bunch of lifelong friends, and a support system when we needed the most. We have Dean Boulding here to thank for this because of his leadership and creating and believing in this program is why we all are here today. Let's have a huge round of applause. For many of us, it's been the same, a home away from home. I am too a first generation's master's candidate who traveled 8,000 miles in the pursuit of this degree and cherish everything that comes along with this. And what better place than Fuqua to accomplish this milestone? Friends, when I called, you answered. When I fumbled, you picked me up. And when I was lost, you led the way. 10 months ago, I could create a line differentiating Fuqua and my family. And with my family here today, I think that line is dissolved. It's all one. If I'm honest with myself, it wasn't for the master's degree that I traveled 8,000 miles for. It was for Fuqua. And for you, I traveled 8,000 more. Fuqua was the only school that I applied to because I saw the community had so much to offer before I even got in. And I'm committed to give back just as much as I've received. Starting this evening, every one of us will hold a master's degree from one of the most prestigious universities in the world. So let that sink in. When you hold this degree in your hand, I want you to think about the version you were 10 months ago and how far you have come. These 10 months have bonded us together. Yes, there were struggles, whether adjusting to networking at Fuqua Fridays, facing job rejections, or breaking out of our comfort zones. But I've always believed it's not the degree or the fancy job associated that makes a person, but the infinite moments of resilience that we went through. The nights we stayed up, the extra miles we chose to walk, and just not for ourselves, but for our peers. That makes us who we are. Starting this evening, when faced with a moment of distress, I'd like you to pause and think about this very moment. And remember that these challenges are just another brick in the building of a more resilient you. To close things off, today, as we stand at the threshold of what comes next, I challenge you to think of those defining moments. Reflect on your transformation, embrace the unique journey that led you to be unapologetically you. Hold on to that authenticity because that's your most vital asset. As we step out into the world, remember that it's not just about the peak. It's about enjoying the climb as well. Congratulations, class of 2024. Let's go, Duke! Thank you.
Thank you, Akash. We will now hear from Parth Bolero, who was chosen by his classmates on behalf of the MMS class. Parth served as the Risk Track Chair in MQMA. In this role, he supported his classmates in the Risk Track by hosting events geared toward individual students, as well as connecting his classmates in other tracks. He engaged his peers outside of the classroom and got to know them on a personal level. He is someone that cares deeply about the well-being of others. Parth is described by many as thoughtful, intentional, engaged, approachable, and funny. With that, I would like to invite Parth.
My guys. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and the graduates of 2024, let's go! It's an odd sensation we've finally found the best seats in the house, not standing in a stand, not crushing each other, but here in Cameron, where every cheer echoes for our victory. It was in these seats where we cheer for victories, and now we gather to celebrate another triumph, our own. I stand before you today, sandwiched between a heavy heart and a light spirit, ready to unravel the paradox of a 10-month-long sprint at Fuqua. It's been a year where time flies, has met its match, and it's been a long time coming. Fits just as well. In these months, each moment pushed us, shaped us, and prepared us to step into bigger shoes. Our mates in finance would specifically agree, I look at you, Evan, because they have more assignments and more subjects than anybody else. We navigated complex case studies with the precision of seasoned strategists and expanded our networks with the agility of seasoned diplomats. Our multitasking skills have become legend, wait for it, dairy. We have learned to balance the rigorous coursework with life's curveball, all while maintaining our sanity. Mostly. Our achievements as a class are diverse and impressive. We didn't just study hard. We created, led, and innovated. From winning case competitions to leading community service projects, we have met and exceeded expectations. We transformed academic concepts into real-world applications, making a tangible impact outside the classroom. To our parents who cheered us from sidelines and phone screens, thank you so much. Your belief in us has been the wind beneath our graduation caps. To my family, thank you, Ai, Baba, Aji, and Pruta. To our friends who have become siblings in spirit, thank you for the midnight pep talks and the early morning coffee runs. For those of you dialing in from different time zones, thank you for staying up late or getting up early just to help us. Your camaraderie and unwavering support have been the secret ingredients to our success. In closing, let me say this. They told us time is precious, but it's also deceptive. 10 months seem like a blip, but within it, we've found lifetimes worth of friendships and learnings. So here's to us, the class of 2024, for running the race, for crossing the finish line, not just intact, but invigorated, and for doing it all together. Thank you, and may our futures be just as bright and bold as the legacy we leave behind. One last time, Duke, Duke!
Thank you, Akash. Thank you, Parth. So it's now time to introduce our commencement speaker. And choosing a commencement speaker is no easy task because they need to deliver in many different ways. One is it needs to be someone who has accomplished a lot. We need to put a role model in front of you to see the kind of career that's possible for each and every one of you. So you want someone with accomplishment. But more than accomplishment, you want someone who's gained wisdom from that experience. And that's incredibly important because they need to share the benefits of their accomplishments, their experience with all of you to help you think about your path forward. And they need to embody our values. We don't want to put someone in front of you who doesn't deeply share the values and the beliefs that are behind this notion of Team Fuqua. And then finally, the hope is that this is someone who is connected to Duke in some way. So with our speaker, we have someone who clears the bar on all these dimensions way over the bar. Jonathan Chu is someone who has had a variety of C-suite roles around the world, in Hong Kong, Shanghai, Singapore, Silicon Valley, and as someone who has had incredible accomplishment in his career. He is someone who I think is wise beyond his years, and he's still very young. He's someone who's been a trusted advisor to the school for over 10 years, and so we've benefited from his wisdom again and again over time, and so too I think you will benefit from his wisdom. He exemplifies the values that we stand for. He exemplifies what it means to have this triple threat capability of IQ, EQ, and DQ, or a decency quotient. I can tell you that Jonathan does things the right way, and his success is because he exemplifies these values. And I want to put in front of you a role model that shows you that if you embrace decency, the sky is the limit. Greatness is out there for the taking. And finally, in terms of having someone connected to Duke, well, Jonathan is deeply connected. He has won a variety of Duke awards in addition to serving on our regional advisory board for East Asia for the past 10 years. He's the recipient of the Forever Duke Award, as well as the Charles A. Dukes Award for Outstanding Volunteer Service. So he has consistently given back to Duke after graduating with his MBA a number of years ago. But it doesn't stop there, because Jonathan's brother also has a Fuqua degree, his daughter has a Fuqua degree, and his son will soon have a Fuqua degree. Indeed. So with that, someone who is Duke through and through, Jonathan, could you please come to the podium?
Oh, wow. Was that me? Thank you so much. Thank you, Dean Boulding, faculty and staff, proud parents, honored guests, and most of all, the graduating class of 2024, for this honor to speak before you. I am thrilled to be here today to celebrate your remarkable journey and accomplishments. Completing a Fuqua degree is a testament to your dedication in gaining greater insights into business and how it affects our lives. Take a moment and reflect on why you decided to pursue this path. What drove you? What was your motivation? As you sit here at the end of this chapter, a few months ago, I was thinking about what to say, what to deliver here, and I couldn't help but think about what I went through when I graduated 25 years ago. Like you, I sat in this very place full of excitement and anticipation, reflecting on the hard work and the late nights that led to this moment. At the time, my wife, Doreen, and I just found out we were expecting our son, JJ, and raising two daughters, Kristen and Victoria. I am thrilled that my son, JJ, is a graduate and is sitting with you today. JJ will join our family as our third Fuqua graduate, and this is just my immediate family, not counting my brother and others. And I'm still hopeful that Victoria will apply soon. So getting accepted and earning a Duke degree is no small feat. A degree from Fuqua will open doors, create new opportunities, and provide an incredible foundation for your future. Beyond what you've learned in classroom, it is the experiences and friendships that makes this chapter at Duke special. Reflecting on my journey to this point, I find myself drawn to the remarkable story of my parents. Like many immigrants, theirs is a tale of bravery, resilience, and the pursuit of American dream. Both were originally from Shanghai and moved in 1949 during the turmoil of the Chinese Civil War. After marrying Taiwan, where my siblings and I were born, they set their sight on new horizons. In the 1970s, my parents were driven by hope and determination to embark on a journey to the United States to seek better opportunities for our family. Their decisions was not made lightly. They struggled with the tough questions such as, could they forge a brighter future in a foreign land? Would their sacrifices pave the way for a happier, more prosperous life? Despite these uncertainties, they chose to take the leap, driven by a vision of possibility. Their journey was marked by incredible courage and meticulous planning, consulting with friends and family, and they gathered information, evaluated their options before ultimately committing to this life-changing journey. Remarkably, their immigration paper was swiftly approved within a month, a testament to their determination and the promise of America. Arriving in Frederick, Maryland, our first home in America, we confronted the challenge of adapting to a new language and culture. I will never forget the teacher who patiently taught me and my siblings English, laying the foundation for our future success. Yet, the journey did not end there. Seeking better opportunities, we eventually settled in New York City, where my parents embarked on their next chapter of entrepreneurial endeavors. Despite initial hardship, my mother secured a position at the New York City Board of Education, while my father pursued his dreams of owning a business. Their unwavering determination and pursuit of a better life have been a guiding light for me. Their readiness to embrace risk and change has not only shaped their destiny, but also charted the course of our family's future. As I stand before you today, I carry their legacy with appreciations for the sacrifice they made and the opportunity they created for our family. Their stories serve as a reminder that with courage, perseverance, and a willingness to seize opportunities, anything is possible. In my post-college years, fueled by a desire to explore the world, my wife and I embarked on a journey that would shape our lives in ways we never imagined. Determined to take my finance career beyond US borders, I set my sights on Asia, a path few of my peers were willing to pursue. Undeterred by challenges, I pursued every avenue until I landed an offer to transfer from Citibank New York to Citibank Hong Kong for a management associate training program position. Leaving the comforts of our home in 1990, my wife and I packed up and began our journey to Hong Kong. We were excited to be young and married and to experience a new city together. Even though staying in touch with loved ones in the US was very challenging and expensive. Remember, in 1990, email, text messaging were yet to become commonplace, and cellular phones were just beginning to make their mark. Each call home became a cherished investment, a lifeline to our loved ones across the ocean. While we initially had anticipated a brief stay in Asia, life had other plans. The 2-year assignment suddenly turned into a remarkable 3-decade-long adventure, raising 3 children in Asia, with Hong Kong, Singapore, and Shanghai becoming our cherished homes. Throughout this journey, risk-taking became second nature to me. As regional CFO for Lucent Technology Bell Labs in the early 2000s, I confronted the fallout from the NASDAQ tech bubble. Drawing on my leadership skills and my newly minted Duke MBA, I led the development of a thoughtful restructuring plan to adjust our cost structure and to become profitable again amidst market turbulence. If there's one valuable lesson I've learned throughout this journey, it's the importance of embracing risk and refusing to accept defeat. This philosophy was ingrained in me from the very beginning. Just ask my wife of 35 years. When I proposed to her, she responded with a classic, "I'll think about it." Most people might have taken that as a polite rejection, but not me. And only after some convincing and a bit of charming persuasion, she eventually said yes. This experience taught me a valuable lesson. In life, you will encounter many no's, and it's how you respond to them that truly matters. I refuse to let a single no deter me. And that same mindset has guided me through countless challenges and opportunities in my career. So my advice to you all is simple. Don't be afraid to take risks and never let a no stand in the way of your dreams. So in recent roles, including CFO position of global semiconductor businesses, I've had the privilege of leading some impactful initiatives, such as introducing a new strategic planning process for Kulicke & Soffa, which is a semiconductor solutions company founded in Pennsylvania. So as a result of this increased planning discipline and change in practice, we were able to reap measurable benefits and achieve significant financial milestones, including becoming debt-free in 2012, accumulating a significant cash balance over the following years, which was used for share repurchases, dividends, and acquisitions. Building a successful finance career has been immensely rewarding, but it wouldn't have been possible without the support of my family and friends, trusted colleagues, and the Duke community. They've all been an integral part of my journey, offering guidance, encouragement, and strength every step of the way. Looking at the world now, things look vastly different. We are facing a challenging world with geopolitical tensions, trade wars, climate change, and a new digital age accelerated by AI and blockchain, all of which are fundamentally changing how we do business and how we live our lives. These profound changes in today's world needs people like each of you to guide and navigate those risks. I encourage you to harness new technologies, explore international waters, and seek out sustainable and equitable practices. One thing that made a difference in my life is having high integrity in everything I do and with the choices I make. I understand this is something Dean Boulding has shared with all of you. Why does it matter? Having high integrity builds trust and respect everywhere you go. Honestly, that's been a core value in my journey. It has helped me in my career by building a strong relationship within my network. It has also gotten me into some delicate situations where I faced difficult time that challenged me to compromise my values. Just remember, as I did, that at the end of the day, you must stay true to yourself while also understand that respect and trust can be easily broken and lost. Let me tell you that it's also okay to fail. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. If you do fail, fail fast and fail forward. Your Duke education has equipped you with the tools to ask the tough questions. Find what's important, most important, look for the truth, and tackle the unknown. When you leave the stadium today, you will begin your next chapter. I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for each of you. Remember to reach high, find your greatest supporters, take leaps, forge your own path, be open to change, make things better, and strive for nothing less. The Duke community will always be here to support you, cheer you on, and celebrate your successes. And now, let me congratulate you, the class of 2024, for completing your master's degree from the Fuqua School of Business. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jonathan, for your willingness to share your journey in a wise and authentic way. On behalf of the entire Fuqua community, I'd like to give you this gift.
Oh, gee. Thank you.
So I'd now like to have Alistar Erickson Ludwig, Assistant Dean of the MQM program, step forward.
Thank you. We would now like to acknowledge those students who have academically distinguished themselves within their program. I ask that those of you who have been designated a Fuqua Scholar to please rise at this time. Fuqua Scholars Fuqua Scholars are students who have graduated in the top 10% of their class, and you can find their names in your programs. This is an achievement that reflects dedication, tenacity, and commitment. I ask that you all join me again in congratulating our MMS and MQM Fuqua Scholars. You may be seated.
We also want to take a moment to recognize our Team Fuqua Award winners for the MMS and MQM programs. I ask that those of you who have been designated a Team Fuqua Award winner to please rise at this time. The Team Fuqua Award winners, yeah? Our Team Fuqua Award winners exemplify the paired principles of our community, going above and beyond in service to others. We are thankful to them for stepping up to guide diverse initiatives for the class and for putting in the extra time and effort to make these past 10 months memorable for their cohorts. Once again, congratulations. All right, and now it is time to individually recognize each of our graduates. Your physical diplomas will be mailed to you in the coming weeks. Today, we want each of our graduates to come forward and to be recognized and congratulated by Dean Boulding. We will begin with the Master of Management Studies graduates. We ask that you rise from your row when instructed, bring your physical name card with you, and accept your diploma cover from Dean Boulding. I ask that we hold our applause. I know that's difficult. And at this time, I'd also like to ask Angus Bowers to begin reading the names of our graduating students.
Akash Nankani. Aditi Akretkar. Jasmine Alexander. Nishita Rao Ambati. Reo Aono. Alfred Auersberg. Isabella Bond. Shivangi Bhimsaria. Mehek Bishnoi. Lisa Bernigan. Sarah Bontiles. Nicholas Bauer. Clayton Burton. Svatsava Burugopali. Fang Chun. Hao Wei Chun. Jakai Chun. Wei Chun. Ziyi Chun. Chinmay Chordia. Jonathan Hai Chu Jr. Samain Chowdhury. Andrew Colbert. Finley Corrigan. Vineet Dayal. Adalto de Souza Xavier. Amisha Dole. Harper Ding. Kushan Dvecha. Catherine Druzina. Mackenzie Duenhager. Osama El Hassani. Scott Elliott. Marco Antonio Escalona. Yixin Fan. Eldon Fernandez. Elizabeth Fleming. Peter Gallo. Wenqi Gao. John Gassler. Yijia Angela Gong. Tonora Ghosh. Kirtana Golapali. Raghav Grover. Jian Gu. Ashkat Gupta. Charles Ham. Piper Hampsh. Mary Fran Harkins. Jun Hao He. Isabel Heath. Joseph Heffernan. Trina Huang. Benjamin Hoytink. Trevor Horton. Rishabh Pravin Jain. William James. Anushai Jamal Jan. Binglun Jiang. Hannah Grace Johnson. Caden Christian Johnson. Miles Jones. Aryan Kalantri. Nivedita Kamat. Shubnitin Kupadya.
Keep walking, dear.
Lahuri Carla. Sean Kelly. Cameron Carr. Benjamin Keys. David Kim. Olivia Kohan. Jai Kong. Tanya Kotecha. Vandana Krishnan. Ritika Kumbat. Kung Yu Lai. Camille Lassille. Chu Young Lee. Tony Lay. Chong Yi Lee. Jia Li. Ji Hao Li. Jerry Lee. Jiawei Li. Tina Lee. Lin Lin, Morgan Lindsley, Levi Little, Han Liu, Kevin Liu, Xinyue Liu, Jacob Long, Kimberly Liu, Cameron Lucy, Jinfan Ma, Lily Ma, Lucas McDonald, Kush Magia, Ashni Muhajun, Rodrigo Malucelli Favorito, Riley Mao, Shubham Mathur, Elizabeth May, Riley McDermott, Emma McMyler, Hannah Miller, Tyler Morris, Girish Mutiala, Rohit Nada Katti, Ritvika Nagar, Gabriela Nayor, Bryson Neese, Ryan Needles, Zachary Nisbet, Goldia Nogo, Max Norton, Dongyu Oh, Imogenes Palmasimo, Elijah Pankol, Sophia Papini, Tarika Papnija, Devisia Patterson, Shuchi Peng, Harsha Perugu, Jack Polzin, Aaron Rahimi, Sunhan Rao, Jessica Robinson. Taylor Robinson. Tatvesh Rupani. Daniel Saharuk. Sanpreet Singh Sawani. Prakar Seth. Hetvi Vipul Shah. Muhammad Ibrahim Sharif Khan. Palak Sharma. Mayank Shekhar. Chang Shi. Jin Shi. Wenju Shi. Jiyuan Shi. Murray Short. Rukmani Sivaramakrishnan. Sniktha Sumani. Zihui San. Sean Mivulsozi. Bolun Sun. Hayes Sutton. Joshua Carl C. Emily Tom. Mohit Teppola. Kush Takar. Vioni Takar. Wyatt Thompson. Ellen Ulitsky. Irene Ulitsky. Sakshi Vijay. Sahitya Vijay Raghavun. Bowen Wang. Ifan Wang. Yu Hong Wang. Zhao Yi Wen. Graham Anthony Wood. Emma Worthington. Shauna Wu. Sumo Wu. Xuan Wu. Xiling Xiao. Sharon Shao. Jun Xiong. Hao Zhe Shu. Justina Jihan Shu. Yin Yang. Ding Chun Yao. Vishwati Yekcherlong. Ningyuan Yi. Mackenzie Yonker. Chu Chi Yuan. Lu Yuan. Yu Jia Chai. Hui Mei Zhang. Swan Zhang. Gloria Yo Yun Zhang. Yue Dong Zhao. Audrey Zheng Hongyu. Yu Zhou. Junru Zhou. Chloe Zimmerman. Ryan Zukovsky.
Congratulations to the Master of Management Studies class of 2024.
We'll now read the names of the Master of Quantitative Management graduates. We ask that you rise when instructed, and as your name is called, accept this diploma cover from Dean Boulding and our congratulations.
Bart Baleroa. Muhammad Ali Abu Bakar. Saloni Agarwal. Tapan Agarwal. Kushi Agrawal. Haider Ali. Akshta Anand. Tracy Marin AJ. Dhruv Arora. Hao Min Bai. Rachel Bai. Lakshman Balaji, Roshni Balasubramanian, Punsu Bao, Ayam Bahala, Evelyn Bien, Stella Tsai, Franco Carlini, Catherine Chang, Smriti Chowdhury, Chen Chen, Chi Chen, Jack Chen, Le Min Chen, Nan Chen, Selena Siyue Chen, Hong An Chu, Xin Yu Chen, Yinan Chen, Zhengrong Chen, Fei Cheng, Nicole Yu Tong Chung, Karin Chu, Vardan Chulani, Gregory Clifford, Adam Cohen, Catherine Ann Curry Agatucci, Shang Yi Dai, Evan Daggerpont, Austin Davison, Cindy Dung, Brendan Despain, Mayanka Dete, Suri Dong, Vaishak Tat, Shivam Dvidvedi, Joaquin Martin Espinosa Sarmiento, Wenqi Fan, Yasin Fan, Zhe Ming Fan, Yang Fei, Qian Qian Feng, Lydia Fenn, Eugene Feng, Matthew French, Anuja Penchala Lakshmi Gadam, Tirth Praveen Gala, Dylan Gangopadhyay, Aman Garg, Eileen Ge, Mitchell Philip Gladstone, Jamelia Gordon, Yushan Gu, Diane Guen, Yang Guen, Maggie Guo, Yuhang Wendy Han, Saeed Abdullah Hussan, Junhan He, Lin He, Pei Chin He, Ting Yu He, Eric Carl Hennig, Maggie Hong, Chen Yu Hong, Hester Ho, Peter Su, Tina Su, Jalin Hu, Jin Jin Hu, Lu Yi Hu, Zimo Hu, Cindy Sing Yu Hong, So Yuen Huang, Hyori Raven Jang, Sanyukta Cha, Yoon Chin Jia, Ji Yuan Jiang, Min Xuan Jiang, Xin Yu Jiang, Yu He Jin, Jeremy Johnson, Samir Caldura. Camilla Kang. Shravani Kara. Smit Kasarkar. Vasudha Khanna. Bruno Kim. Hyunwoo Jacob Kim. Tae-hee Kim. Yoo-jun Ryan Kim. Jordan Cott. Mahima Kriti. Robert Kobaki. Bharat Kuraba Muraklik Krishna. Mia Myosun Kwon. Colin Labute. Sergio Lai. Vinayak Lala. Sydney Lee Chong. Fei Fan Lee. Han Wen Lee. Jackie Lee. Linjie Lee. Wenxing Lee. Yifei Li. Chongfa Michael Yang. Kendall Elizabeth Likosar. Duo Duo Annie Lin. Serlina Lin. Jian Jun Lin. Jakai Liu. Ke Yi Liu. Joy Liu. Eric Liu. Yuhan Li. Jess Jishuen Li. Chuan Hong. Elinka Li. Jason Liao. Ying Jin. Qin Yang Liu. Xiang Liu, Xinyi Liu, Ivy Yuanye Liu, Matthew Lu, Xinyue Luo, Yidan Luo, Aja Ma, Freya Ma, Yu Chun Ma, Rutendo Duduzile Magade, Ankit Mulappa, Tianchi Mao, Suraj Mechare, Eric May, Philip Meyer, John Miller, Leon Mo, Ayad Mohammed, Sarvesh Vishnu Muhundo Parthiban, Aditya Mutarasu, Anshuman Nimali, Sukriti Nijwa Chinchahwan, excuse me. Luca no Corona, Kyle Teixeira, Ivan Ospov, Sung Jun Pai, Ayush Pagaria, Janvi Puani, Suzani Pang, Palak Parekt, Gundai Park, Piraon Patana Sopan, Ranji Puar, Pai Peng, Vasundara Penmetsa, Andrew Pickens, Yuyue Pu, Enrique Juan Pai from Jr., Austin Chi, Lance Chiu, Xin Chiu, Alexander Rand. Ashish Rastogi. Jaswanti Ravi. Tanya Ravi. Yang Kai Chi Ren. Arya Rijal. Chavi Sahai. Arya Shurad Sarda. Danish Sawa. Arndt Selsner. Jae Hyun Sung. Devika Shah. Nupur Shah. Rushabh Shah. Shan Shah. Bhavika Sharma. Chetna Sharma. Chavi Sharma. Mikhail Sarkivtsov. Taha Siddiq. Nikita Singh. Varija Singh. Simran Sodhi. Lena Sperling. Vanshika Surana. Ningfei Betty Soon. Chen Jie Sun. Xin Yi Shen. Wesley Schick. Noah Sung. Kenny Seal. Xi Zhi. Piyush Rajesh Jain. Hongda Su. Michael Zanjia Sun. Tiaran Ma. Swing Song. Yu Hee Sun. Alexia Berenice Torres Calderón. John Trevisan. Juliet Saib. Ho Suen Tsai. Satish Prasad. Arthur von Zuben Kekianato. Lauren Wade. Fei Ran Wang. Han Wang. Jialuo Wang. Jianing Wang. Monchi N. Xu Ying Wang. Christina C. Wang. Tianzhou Wang. Vincent Wang. Yi Chung Wang. Yi Kang Wang. Etienne Wang. Yixin Wang. Yixuan Wang. Ushuan Wang. Jiaqi Wei. Secret Xiao Yu Wei. Jiaqi Josie Wu. Wanqing Jesse Wu. Estelle Xiao. Tsai Qing Qie. Tina Wei Xie. Li Chuan Xiong. Doris Xiong. William Chixiang Xiong. Jiaqi Xu. Rosan Xu. Xu Xu. Ya Ying Xu. Sharon Jung Yin Yang. Yifan Yang. Zixiao Xu. Chloe Muhan Yan. Wen Chao Yang. Yu Chun Yang. Zoe Ying. Song Yu Young, Uni Yan, Zikang Yu, Micah Yu, Sierra Yin, Yunran Yin, Abdullah Yusuf, Ivy Yu, Yang Yu, Zehua Alex Yuan, Donglei Zhang, Athena Zeng, Baokun Zhang, Hao Tzu Zhang, Hao Hui Zhang, Julin Zhang, Lei Zhang, Wenzhe Zhang, Xiaomanyu Max Zhang, Ino Zhang, Yuxin Zhang, Yuchen Zhang, Yudong Zhang, Zhijing Zhang, Jiyuan Zhang, Jiaolong Zhang, Quan Zhao, Lai Yizhong, Changhao Harold Zhou, Chao Zhou, Fure Zhou, Long Yu Zhou, Ruhui Mandy Zhou, Suhen Zhou, Xin Yi Zhou, Yan Cheng Zhou, Hoffman Zhu, Huanqing Zhu, Mingshu Harry Chu, Si Yuan Chu, Zain Wen Zhu, Jia Zhou, Qifan Zhou,
Congratulations to the Master of Quantitative Management class of 2024.
Okay, so congratulations to all of our graduates. So we are almost done. I just want to tell the friends and family in the audience, if you could please remain seated until the platform party has recessed, and then the students will leave the building as well. And then all of us will hopefully join together back in the Fox Center to begin celebrating the magnificent accomplishments of all these students. But before we do that, I'd like to ask all the students to please rise. I'm not going to miss this opportunity to speak to you one last time as students, soon to be alumni. And the first thing is that every graduating class wants to know what makes us special. And when they ask that question, what makes us special, I've learned over time that what you really want to know is, are we your favorites and are we the best class ever? And the answer is emphatically, you are my favorites and you are the best classes ever. I've said that occasionally with the first graduating class. With these programs, I've been to every graduation over the years, and it's still true. So with that, as you make this transition from student to alumnihood, I want to make some requests of you. There are 5 things that I ask. The first is, this is your day, but it's really our day. It's the day of everyone who's gotten you to this place. And what I'd like you to do is show gratitude often, again and again, to those people who got you here, who made this day possible, because it's their day too. The second thing is, please stay in touch with us. As you think about your experience and how people gave back, how people like Jonathan have given back over time. As an alum, my expectation is you too will give back to those who follow you. And so please stay in touch so that we can make these programs better and better and better with every passing year. The third thing is, and you'll probably assume this one is no problem at all, which is I would like you to stay in touch with each other. During this time, you've built these extraordinary bonds. The thing is, when you leave this place and you go all over the world in what follows next, it will be easy to say, I'm going to get in touch next week. I'm pretty busy this week. And before you know it, a month has gone by, and then a year, and then years. It takes work to maintain these relationships, these very special bonds that you've created. Each of you should understand that you have an incredible privilege. You have made friends during this program, and you've been put in a position to have what Aristotle called true friendship. True friendship requires people who are good people, similar in virtue. And that's what Team Fuqua has given to you. It has given you the opportunity for true lifelong friendship. Don't let that go away. Hold on to that. The fourth thing I ask of you is something that I asked you at orientation. I'm willing to bet no one remembers what I asked of you. But what I asked is that you pursue happiness. And I'm going to repeat that today. Please pursue happiness. And when I say happiness, I don't mean going to Shooters. What I mean is happiness, as again Aristotle defined happiness, which is making full use of your talents along the lines of excellence. Make the very best of the gifts that you've been given. Please, please, never give less than your very best. And finally, with the privilege of being a member of Team Fuqua, you gained admission because we saw in you this triple threat capability, this IQ, EQ, and DQ. Guess what? The price of admission for alumnihood and maintaining good standing as an alum is that same requirement, that you exhibit that combination of IQ, EQ, and DQ for the rest of your lives. Never, ever lose the decency that you need to achieve greatness. And with that, let's go celebrate. Thank you all so much.